Hi guys. Chapter 1 is here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm going to recap a 2019 Korean action crime movie, called The Gangster, The Cop, The Devil. At the beginning of the movie, a strange man is shown following another guy's car. He purposely hits the car from behind, making the driver get out to take pictures for insurance. Suddenly, the mysterious man attacks him, stabbing him multiple times in the back. The man dies from losing too much blood. Tae-suk, a police officer, and his assistant are headed to the crime scene the following day to conduct an investigation. Tae-suk sees some gang members outside a slot machine business while traveling. He searches the area after deciding to confront them. Jang, a gangster boss who owns the store, promptly contacts Tae-suk's superior, whom he has bought off to avoid his dubious enterprise. Then, Tae-suk's supervisor gives him the order to go directly to the murder scene. Tae-suk believes the car may be linked to the murder after he discovers evidence of a collision at the location. The officers talk about the case back at the station. Since the victim's wallet is gone, they believe it was a heist gone awry. But Tae-suk disagrees. He thinks it's the work of a serial killer. He connects the murder to a few other similar killings that happened recently. Still, he lacks solid proof. His boss, not convinced, removes him from the case. Despite that, Tae-suk is determined to solve it. Meanwhile, Jang meets with a rival gangster named Songdo, who wants to expand his own gambling business into Jang's area. He even suggests teaming up. Jang sees through his plan and refuses. After the meeting, Jang drives home alone. On the way, the same killer rear-ends his car. Since the damage seems minor, Jang lets it slide. But as he's getting back into his car, the killer suddenly attacks him with a knife. They get into a brutal fight. Jang is stabbed multiple times but manages to stab the attacker once in the chest. Realizing Jang is stronger than expected, the killer runs him over with his car and escapes. Still angry over his failed attempt, the killer heads to a quiet village and murders an elderly man. Jang survives and ends up in the hospital. When his men hear what happened, they assume Songdo was behind it and retaliate by attacking his territory, sparking a gang war. After regaining consciousness, Jang tells his crew that Songdo had nothing to do with it. He then instructs them to find the killer's car. When Tae-suk hears about the attack, he visits Jang in the hospital to ask questions. But Jang turns him down. He wants to handle it on his own and get revenge personally. In support of his theory that they are dealing with a serial killer, Tae-suk later discovers Jang's damaged car and observes that it has the same type of damage as the first victim's vehicle. The murderer returns that evening, killing a truck driver and taking the vehicle without realizing the man's friend is concealed in the rear seat. As he is ready to murder someone again that evening, the murderer chuckles uncontrollably. His knife escapes his grasp during the assault, and Jang's men find it afterwards. The next day, Tae-suk visits Jang again, asking him to cooperate. This time, they strike a deal. Jang will supply the money and manpower, while Tae-suk will handle the investigative work and tools. Before that, Jang had already asked an artist to create a sketch of the killer's face. Thanks to Jang's sharp memory, the drawing is accurate enough to use in their search. But before starting the hunt, Jang orders his men to kill his rival, Songdo, using the killer's knife to frame him. They purposely leave the knife on the body to make it look like the serial killer did it. Tae-suk, realizing what's going on, confronts Jang and accuses him of murder. Despite their earlier agreement, a fight breaks out between them, and Tae-suk is easily defeated. Now more determined than ever, Tae-suk decides to catch the real killer first, then bring Jang to justice afterward. The following day, both Jang and the killer attend Songdo's funeral. Secretly, the killer tells one of Songdo's men that Jang is the one who killed their boss. Later, on his way home, the killer finds another victim and kills him in the same brutal way. He has no real reason for his killings, he simply enjoys the act. Jang's men discover the murderer's vehicle in the meanwhile. Tae-suk and Jang examine it in the hopes of discovering any information that might identify the murderer. Songdo's men ambush them in an attempt to exact retribution during the probe. But because of their better fighting abilities, Jang and Tae-suk defeat them even though they are overpowered. From the car, they manage to retrieve the killer's fingerprints and identify him. They search his home, but he's already fled. Fortunately, Tae-suk finds a photo of him, which helps them move forward with a wider manhunt. At their headquarters, Tae-suk's team and Jang's men come together to plan a full-scale search. Once the plan is ready, they deploy their teams all over the city, checking hotels, markets, terminals, bars, and internet cafes, but the killer remains elusive. The next day, Jang meets Tae-suk at a bus terminal. While they're resting, they talk to a high school girl. Not long after, they find out she's been killed by the same murderer. This gives them a new lead. He must be targeting bus passengers. Using this clue, they finally track down the killer's house. But the killer realizes he's been found and escapes by car. This sparks a high-speed chase involving both the police and gangsters. Eventually, Tae-suk and Jang corner him and crash his vehicle, but the killer escapes again, killing one of Jang's men during the process. Jang follows a trail of blood to a karaoke bar. He barges in and finds the killer, pins him to the ground, and starts beating him. Then, he drags the killer away to torture him. Suddenly, Tae-suk crashes his car into Jang to stop him, grabs the killer, and takes him to the police station. The killer is finally put on trial. He denies everything, claiming there's no solid evidence linking him to the murders. Just when the judge seems to consider the possibility of his innocence, Jang enters the courtroom. He's the only survivor of the killer's attacks and provides a detailed account of the encounter. He also presents the face sketch and points to the matching scars left from their knife fight. With all this undeniable evidence, the court sentences the killer to death. However, Jang is also arrested for his criminal activities. It turns out he agreed to surrender, but only on the condition that he be sent to the same prison as the killer. In the end, Tae-suk and his team are promoted for solving the serial killings. Jang enters the prison smiling, ready to finally take his revenge. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.